Genesis chapter 1, verse 6. And God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the water, and let it divide the waters from the waters." And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. And God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. Welcome to 144,000 teachers, the first fruits unto God and to the Lamb. In the menu, Generation 144k, the school of the highest order, one child, one adult at a time. The teaching is based on the Bible, and parents can teach many beautiful sciences as we present to the children in class, as they can also learn many sciences that even adult at times could find very interesting. That's why we say one child, one adult at a time. We invite you to come to second day now of creation, as we have already presented in the first day what we are offering in our class. God divided the light from the darkness on the first day. Second day, God divided the firmament from the waters. And as we look at the second day now, we are again entering into the biblical creation calendar, and this is for 2023. We also have the King James Version, and we also teach how to use the Bible concordance, which has to do with, in this case, the King James Version, and we are learning the Old and the New Testament, the Old from the Hebrew language and the New Testament with the Greek language. Of course, we are basically learning the words from the Bible, not necessarily teaching these languages. On the second day of creation, God created the firmament and the waters as we saw, and we invite you again to peruse and listen to the True Education, a Revelation, and an introduction in part 1, and this is good for adult and children alike. And in Generation 144k, day number 2, creation, we learned that God divided the water from the firmament. We also always have a model class where we show the children the way they're taught. So you may want to look specifically at this video here, where we have 2 young children that have been with us for quite a while, and they're learning with the procedure that we have presented here, the agenda based on the days of creation. We also present the Bible in the form of music so that it can be memorized easily, just like it was recommended for the children of Israel to learn the Word of God. In the pillars of our faith, we are looking at the 7 pillars, and on day number 2, we are studying the sanctuary. And the sanctuary is a beautiful, beautiful study. It's the most complete, connected, and harmonious system of truth of the Bible. So therefore, we find it very important to teach the children, and they are learning also all of the parts and everything that can come with the sanctuary. And they are learning quite a bit of interesting procedure having to do with everything is pointing to Jesus. In day 2 of creation, we are also showing how to learn about the Milky Way and also some other teaching having to do with water and frequencies of the light, all kind of beautiful studies. The definition of the applied sciences also are very, very important. And as we present the class having to do with the study for that specific day, we always revise on English, mathematics, then we learn about anatomy, astronomy, chemistry, physics, and in this case here, because of the firmament, we are learning about meteorology. And of course, we always have the reference of the library of 144,000 teachers to add to our knowledge. And in order to extend what we are learning, we have beautiful, beautiful selection of sciences. Like, for example, if the children would like to look at astronomy on that particular day as we guide them to those studies, we're just going to give you a brief idea of how to proceed. So this is the class of astronomy. You open up this particular window and you will see here, we're presenting here the periodic tables of the elements. And then we are teaching basically astronomy with the planets. They learn the planets of the Milky Way. And we have different module of applied sciences in astronomy. And most specifically, what we're teaching is the Mazzaroth of the Bible with the constellation, cardinal and deacons constellation. And many people may think it's too complicated for children to learn, but you will be very surprised to see how, if you ask questions, the children are capable of answering on how many constellations there are in the Mazzaroth, and even teaching us many things that they can see that we may not see. For example, we teach that the Mazzaroth is divided in 3 books, and it's actually compatible with the sanctuary, with its 3 section of the court, the holy and the most holy. And proceeding from there, we really show to the children and to the adults who are interested that the heavens declare the glory of God. And this new light in the Mazzaroth also brings us towards beautiful discovery of prophecies, such as the book of Revelation, chapter 12, verses 1 and 3, where we learn about that the woman that is in the heaven, she's clothed with the sun, the moon is under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars, which happens to be the same amount of constellation, cardinal constellation, that are found in the Mazzaroth. So as we expand towards studying these wonderful truths, we learn that the Mazzaroth in Hebrew means garland of crowns. And of course, the Mazzaroth is used with the planisphere to observe the sky. These are the cardinal constellation. And we also teach the children that every one of those cardinal constellations have deacon constellation. And in the past, these wonderful studies were actually the first book that the people had to study was the book of nature. And people knew very well the Mazzaroth, and they knew that it was more than just guiding the people on the ocean to guide them, or even people in the forest. It is actually a wonderful study of the sky, the Milky Way. And we know that the Mazzaroth, the 12 constellations in their season, is actually the path that the sun and the moon and the planets are following all the time. So every time that you look at the sky, you think it goes every which way, but there is a lot of order in the creation of God. And this is the most important part here that we teach, are the rules on how to study the Mazzaroth, 7 rules. And the children learned that as well. They learned that there are 12 cardinal constellation, 36 deacon constellation. And God gave them all their names, so we are learning their names as well. There is an explanation for every one of those cardinal constellations. There is also a structure to understand, a timeline, and as well, how do they connect with the sanctuary. So these are basically based on rules of correspondence, and the purpose is to restore the Mazzaroth, to restore the sanctuary, the biblical calendar, vindicate the Creator's work, His word, and His character, and showing His strategic planning through the constellations, the stars, the sanctuary, the plan of redemption, the prophecy, the biblical calendar, and more. This way, we are demonstrating how the creator of the universe has and will deal with the great controversy with Lucifer once and for all. So we encourage you to study and look into these things. We have the video that accompanies this PDF, and all of these studies are genuine. They are not absolutely nothing to do with spiritualism. It's based on prophecy, and you will see that the structure of the Mazzaroth itself brings you into the full plan of redemption expressed in the sanctuary and through the constellation and through the stars. So we encourage you to study and find much truth and beauty in God's first book, which was the book of nature before any Bible was even written. So God is definitely expressing his love to us and wanting for us to learn more and more of these wonderful, wonderful truths. May the Lord bless you as you search and as you present these truths to other people, because these are not just for children. These are for all of the children of the world, all of the children that want to know more about God's wonderful creation. And we know that you are very curious, just like little children, in wanting to know more about this wonderful, wonderful new light that is being revealed to us and that we want to pass on to all the people who want to learn. So enjoy these wonderful studies. This is on the creation day number 2. May the Lord bless you as you study and as you search for more of his wonderful guidance.